Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sophomores. Of course, today we are going to carry on explaining lesson in book page 91, the aftermath revolution. Of course, this is a part where we stopped school before departing school. Now, of course, we didn't talk about the revolution aftermath and what happened after that, after the French Revolution. Of course, we cannot deny something that's related to the Paris Treaty we have after the beginning of the French the American Revolution, and what happened in Paris, the treaty that was held by John Adams, Ben Franklin, John Jay, all of these pioneers who will later play a very important role in American history, and some of them are gonna be elected as future presidents of the United States of America. So it was time for the beginning of the newly found United States of America, and it was the time to end the British occupation, the British colonization in the United States of America. And Paris Treaty, this treaty simply signed peace terms in Paris late in November. On September 3, 1783, that Great Britain formally recognized the independence, of course by force, not by will. Why? Because the United States of America is considered as a very big productive force that provided for England a lot of financial and trading abilities that helped to boost the British economy, and losing such big important territory was considered as a big loss. And that's why we can talk about how Lord North, Prime Minister of the British, resigned in disgrace. And the word disgrace reflects that they were forced to do this after the Americans fought so hard to claim, to deserve their independence. After he could not put an end to the violence of the colonies, the British evacuated Georgia and went back to South Carolina. The last British troops left New York in November 1783 together with many loyalists and former slaves. Of course, they were evacuating their lands, and they were leaving all the countries together in one for all the people. Of course, now I'm going to talk about here the American Revolution that started and the process that happened to it before we're going to carry on the text, and what happened after that, after the Paris Convention that allowed a complete international recognition of the American independence for the first time. The war was fought between the British and colonists. The result was a new United States of America. Fine. We have the events, the revolution that started. Essential question: which British policies and colonies? It was extreme policies that were followed. Navigation Acts. King George III used an old law to make the colonists pay taxes on goods shipped to England. The colonists responded by smuggling goods. Of course, they were against this. This is kind of retaliation because they were asking for freedom. French and Indian War. The British won the French and Indian War, but had large debt because of it. They decided to tax the colonies. Of course, this ignited the taxing issue. This ignited the revolution in the United States of America. Of course, now we have the king angered the colonists again by enacting the writs of assistance, which has another old law. All of these are things that you covered with Mr. Mahmoud in the class. I just want to focus on the new part. We have the proclamation of 1763, and we have by 1763 the colonists had enjoyed a great amount of freedom, that they resented the new orders issued by the king in being without their consent. When was the United Kingdom of Britain born? It was born upon uniting the governments of England, Scotland. Okay, fine. I just want to now to go back to the text, okay, and to focus on this part precisely, and to say what was the biggest, the most important thing that was gained by the Americans. It's the unification of all the states. For the first time, the word united itself. We're talking about almost like 50 states at that time or less. And when we say all these states unite together, we're talking about a very big productive power, a very great nation that's about to come to this world and to lead the world after that. Now, the leaders in the new country were prominent council hosts the field of revolution. The first three presidents after Constitution, of course, United States of America were Adams, Jefferson, Washington, George Washington, Adams, and Thomas Jefferson. Some of more radical revolutionist leaders disappointed in turn conservatives when the revolution was over, but liberty, democracy. Now I'm talking here to highlight the word democracy because the basic concepts that led to the formation of the Emancipation Proclamation and the Declaration of Independence that was talking about giving basic rights to all citizens where there's no difference. Let's remember that one of the basic things that ignited civil war was racial differences. So in the new implementation of the Emancipation Proclamation, it stated focus on the word of individuality, equality, that all people are equal, that there's no difference between race and gender, and everybody is going to be in the same distance in front of the law that's going to be coming by the Constitution. This kind of Constitution was considered as the backbone for that legislated all the laws that laid the foundation for the American basic identity after that. So we have conservatives when the revolution was over, but liberty and democracy, of course, is one of the basic doctrines for the full United America and been fixed in the highest ideals in the United States. In 1787, Philadelphia welcomed again the delegates of colonies at the Constitutional Convention. They met for the purpose of decided to devise a plan to complete government. As a result, the Constitution proposed led in structuring a new federal government. This government was considered as the first government, the first parliament that started issuing laws, not only for selected states, but most of the states that joined the Confederation United States of America. The new law, the federal system, the three branches, executive, legislative, and judicial, along with a system of checks and balances that ensured no single branch would have too much power and everybody is going to revert to the law in the same way. This homogenized the American states and created a unification and canceled any kind of competition between American states. This is what was going before during the British Mandate, and Great Britain utilized this to cause more divisions among the American states. On September 25, 1789, the Congress adopted 12 amendments to the Constitution. These were introduced by Madison, who was at the time a member of the newly established U.S. House of Representatives. 10 of these amendments, known collectively as the Bill of Rights, the rights, free rights, the rights of each individual to express his own ideas of concepts, the right to vote, the right of having equal rights, guarantee individuals certain basic protections, citizens, including freedom of speech, religion. You have right to choose what kind of religion you want, the press addition to any other rights. Of course, junior freshman. This is in short what I want to discuss with you concerning this lesson. I hope that everything is clear to all of you. We are going to, because I was totally focusing on the text itself and to cover all the concepts that you need to know concerning this lesson for this week. Thank you very much. We are going to end our lesson today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.